December 20th. Cosmos Space Center. Robotics Lab. Aurora dropped off stop with a warning not to touch anything until she got back. I wonder what's taking so long, but we can't really start the investigation yet, can we? If we could, then this makes it hard to tell what the room was like 7 years ago. Mr. Wright? Ah, it's the hostage taker. Back to my usual self now. You are still being monitored forever. More importantly, an important guest has arrived. A guest?
I trust you've been well, Wright.
Hi there, Mr. Edgeworth. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? This is Miles Edgeworth. We've been friends since we were kids. We faced off in court a number of times back when he was the prosecutor, but now... Hello, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Oh, but you're not a prosecutor anymore, are you? He's chief prosecutor now. Pretty soon it'll be a year, right? A title is nothing more than a title. Don't we have more pressing issues to discuss? How you doing, Edgeworth? What's up? You're chief prosecutor now, huh? How old are you, by the way? Only 34! Nice! So what are you doing here, Edgeworth? Catherine chose me as the prosecutor for the UR1 case. Wow, she's good. She went all the way up to the top. Get the information I could in the short time that I had. I'll give you a rundown. You are so well prepared, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Thanks, appreciate this. I could really use the help. The UR1 incident. Start with a brief overview. The victim was a psychologist, Dr. Meta Sykes. Yeah, Athena's mother. 7 years ago, on the 7th of October, her body was found right here in this very room. A few crime scene photos and the police notes on them for you to see. What a terrible way to die. This other photo shows the other side of the room, I see. Let's have the autopsy report for you. The murder weapon was the victim's own katana found at the scene. Yes, like the I mentioned how she was in Japanese culture. The body was found by a Space Center staff member and 2 police officers. Police were called in because of the sabotage threat on the Hat 1 launch. Yeah, Dr. Krause mentioned this too. Years after the body was discovered, a suspect was arrested. This was Simon Blackwell, a young prosecutor. Simon Blackwell. Here's trial was over in a flash. Yes, a guilty verdict was declared in only 1 session. Not only did he plead guilty, but there was decisive evidence against him too. The security camera video. And a photo of the moment of the murder, of the crime, as I recall. But did the prosecutor Blackwell have a motive? To this day, his motive is still unknown. He says that he did it, but never say why. So that means he must still be hiding something. Right, and there's another aspect of the case that was never revealed to the public. Hey, I know. The part about the spy, right? Right! How on earth do you know about that? Dr. Cosmos told me after a bit of pressure. Only espionage and sabotage were behind the Hat 1 miracle. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. I've always been good at keeping secrets. Well, I might as well tell you now. They really suspect Blackwell of being a spy. I think he sabotaged the rocket and killed Dr. Sykes to seal the moon rock. If you can prove that the Hat 2 bombing is the work of the same spy, you can stay the execution. It's a possibility. That's why I intend to help you in any way I can. Thanks, Edgeworth. All I have to do is comb this room for evidence. Let's do it together! Anything else to say? No. How much evidence we can find after like 7 years, I don't know, but we'll still look, at least. It's about clear as my office, but I think it's a workbench. Mr. Nick, I think this must be a kitchen. Look at this photo. See this cute little food processor? It isn't a food processor, Pearls. That's the Hope capsule. It's scheduled to be loaded onto the Hope space probe that fateful day. People who came to collect the capsule discovered the body. First on the scene, huh? A staff member and 2 police officers, was it? And they're here to collect the capsule. Which reminds me. So I plan to use this bag to carry the capsule, is that right? Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead? Bone or a black grill. I wonder what they're talking about. Edgeworth, did those 3 people have a bag with him for transporting the capsule? Well, you mean this. It's a custom-made shock-resistant bag, but how did you know? Oh, I just overheard Apollo making an inquiry about it, that's all. They're looking into this case from 7 years ago on his own, is he? He is. It's a big robot. This is one heck of a robot. There's something written on it. It's supposed to have a poem. I cut down anyone who displeases me. I make the rules. I am the law. I wield the ultimate gavel of judgment. I am Judgatron. JTO2. I don't believe we need to bother with that, Pearl. It's not even completed yet. He's right, Pearls. There's no sign of it in the photo from 7 years ago either. They were building out the Hope space probe here at the time. The murder occurred after the space photo was removed from the room. It was long gone by the time someone took this picture, huh? You can see the probe in this newspaper photo. Yes, and you can see the stolen moon rock there too. That strange black and yellow thing on the side of the picture? Not that same rock is absent from the crime scene photo. Only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of moon rock was stolen. I heard there's lots of research into moon rocks and stardust from asteroids these days. They say the results could eventually have a huge effect on all of civilization. It's like we're a new space race with every other country out there. So the person who stole it, think it was our spy? I'm sure of it. Dr. Syke was probably killed because he was a roadblock in their path. Unfortunately, the government thinks Buster Blackwell is the culprit. This charger thing was in the photo. What's this? It looks like a giant power plug. It's attached to what looks like an electric vehicle charging station. That's a charging station for us robots. We come here periodically and charge ourselves up. Wow, machines that maintain themselves. That's pretty cool. Providers without me lose consciousness. You never know what Miss Aurora will do to us while we're down, you see. Nothing motivates quite like fear, huh? Those cases were there. Look at these row of rolling cases. But the wheels make it easier for people to move heavy research materials around. I bet they'd be fun to ride around in. They even probably fit both into the biggest one. I know, we could have Prosecutor Edgeworth push us. I don't trust him not to push us down a flight of stairs. What is that? What's this? A giant robot arm, maybe? It's pretty big for an arm, but you're right. I think these thin parts here are finger bones. They're about as long as my legs. There's a spiked ball and giant drill on the floor, too. Is Aurora trying to build some kind of weapon of mass destruction? Maybe she wants to demolish a big building or something. I can picture her gleefully tearing down the street just doing that. Don't know think about it anymore. Looks like an operating table. It's in the photo, too. Yes, it was her then as well, with the victim's body laying on it. There's a button here. Oh, I know. I'll try pushing it. Pearls, don't touch the... Oopsie. Hey, it's moving. It was a robot assembly device. This is the thing in a flash. Push this metal button. Sounds pretty neat. Can I push it, Mr. Nick? Please don't push any more buttons, Pearls. We don't know what they do. Emergency ladder. Emergency ladder. This must be the one they used during the evacuation. Explosion disabled the elevators. Deployed my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. This is black holes climbing down the side of the building to show the culprit inside. Wonder what would have been scarier, that or looking down. There's files over here. Where's desk is a mess, although that doesn't surprise me. Oh, I just want to dive in and straighten it up. Wait, before you do... Metis... Huh? She just glanced over at her desk. It's... Metis Sykes. Clonko, can I talk to you? I really hope he's back to normal. You have to speak to me, Mr. Wright. If you're going to hit me, please avoid the face area. Hey, don't put me in the same class as that woman. What was Aurora like 7 years ago at the time of the incident? My mother died, Miss Aurora was... confused. Huh, so he calls Dr. Sykes mother, but... Aurora Black Girl Miss Aurora? But the last exhibited a spear... catachloramine imbalance. Okay. Excuse me, but I have no idea what that means. Pardon me, searching for alternate expression. She would spend nights crying and then take out her feelings on those around her. The prosecutor Blackwell was found guilty. She really demanded a retrial as well. That is correct, but without new evidence, the requests were ignored. And then, little by little, Miss Aurora began to change. They started to hate it when I called her Mama Aurora. And for long, she started hating the court system and abusing Clonko, huh? That murder destroyed so many lives. Right, take a look at this paper on Dr. Sykes and Miss Blackwell's research. Clonko and Plonko, the robots with hearts Dr. Sykes created. The heartbeat detection system lets them determine when a human is present. In addition, they can recognize people by their ID tag or facial features. They can infer people's emotion by analyzing their tone of voice. That's amazing. Hey, I don't know, Edgeworth. They might be even more human than you. What's that supposed to mean? Kinda sounds like these robots can do what Athena does. Interesting. Well, I guess that's about it for this room. So what do you think, Wright? Any ideas? There's still a lot of gaps in the evidence, but I'll pull it off somehow. After all, you asked me to prove Blackwell's innocence, right, Edgeworth? What? He did? Yep, he called it a special request. Reached out to me while I was still disbarred. Really? Tell me more. If that was what sparked you to get your attorney's badge back. Yep, Black Call case. Right, I have a special request. I want you to clear one of my subordinates of suspicion. Hey, I'm not even a lawyer anymore, remember? I haven't been one for a long time. Now that your misunderstanding has been cleared up, you must be eager to return. I'm sure you're familiar with the other case that ushered in the dark age of the law. Very soon a convict will stand as prosecutor in courts. Wanted to keep an eye on him. I just am beginning to actually like the job I have now. Right, I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Because of the espionage aspect, I wasn't free to give you all the details. I know to apologize, it's like I said on the phone the other day. Other type of criminals you're after now aren't small fries anymore. Looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Yeah, it's for the very reason I returned. Trying to bring it to an end. Gonna end the Dark Age of the Law. That's what this is about. Dark Age of the Law. Dark Age of the Law. It sure comes up a lot these days on TV and the papers. And I hear there are more false charges and interrogation of evidence than ever. When I became chief prosecutor, the court system had already lost the people's trust. That began 8 years ago. Lawyer was caught fabricating evidence. A year after that, a prosecutor was found guilty of murder. Wait, do you mean... That's right. Talking about my case and Prosecutor Blackwell's. There's a downward spiral after that. An absolute nightmare. To those cases, the mass media launched another attack on the courts. The public opinion was tainted, and before long, the legal world itself was sucked into it. It's such a shame. Once suspicion forms, it's very hard to shake. Lawyers and prosecutors are supposed to trust each other, pursue the truth together. It's so sad when people begin to cast doubt. They start lying to themselves and each other. Yes, and do absolutely anything to win. We're in an age when winning is valued far more than the truth. Sure, it's caused our new chief prosecutor to use me a night's rest. It's just me, or does his barrel get even more furrowed than the last time I saw him? Hostage taker's disdain for the courts is a perfect example of the times. It sure is. Do you have any idea who the hostage taker might be? Well, so many mistrust the court system and you can implant robots. It'd only really be a war of Blackwell. Who else but her would want to retrial of that case from 7 years ago so badly? I'm Blackwell's older sister and owner of this room. I agree with your conclusion. Perhaps she intended to divorce Miss Sykes to confess. Actually, I think she had a much more terrific plan in mind for Athena. Important thing for you to solve the UR1 case. Solve UR1 and prove Blackwell's innocence. Then maybe I should release the hostages. I'm counting on you, Wright. Set that prosecutor and those hostages free. I count on you in court tomorrow to help me too. Of course, I'll do everything I can to help to uncover the truth. This isn't an official trial. I'm much more likely to be a little unorthodox. Mr. Wright, are you finished with your investigation? Yeah, I'd like you to tell the hostage taker something for me. I have to go to the attendance center. You can't start the trial until I talk to Athena. Try to get her consent. I'm helping you to the attendance center. I'm still being watched, huh? I'll see you in court, Edgeworth. And if it'll be an undocumented trial, it'll be good to face you in court again. December 20th, Detention Center, Visitors Room. She's right by my side only a few short hours ago. I feel like I haven't seen her in ages. Oh, Mr. Wright. Hi. And Burley, too. I knew you would come. After all, the first step is interview with the defendant. Because you're my friend and I was worried about you. Thanks, boss. Not the only one who's worried, either. Really? Who else? I saw Miss Woods today. She was so beside herself she came to find me. They told me you used to live in the Cosmos Space Center. No wonder you knew so much about the place. Oh, so you know, huh? I'm sorry I didn't tell you. That's alright. But there's some other thing I'd like to ask you. Sure, you can ask me anything. I promise I won't keep any more secrets from you. I hope so. Day of the crime. Tell me about the day Clay was murdered. I was actually at the Space Center that day. In the Space Museum. Where the culprit fled to. That's not good. I never could fully deal with what happened 7 years ago. But when I saw the center again during the news coverage of the Hat 2 launch, I thought maybe if I went there, things would be different than this time. That must have taken a lot of courage to face your past like that. So I went to the Space Museum in the evening before the explosions. This is before the launch pads had been switched. There's a sign that said closed for repairs and they weren't letting anybody in. The director couldn't very well switch the pads if there were people in there. But I snuck it anyway. Did you want to see the Hat 1 group photo, the one with your mother in it? It did, but what I really wanted to see was her jacket. The jacket on display. That was Dr. Sykes? But I should have known it wouldn't be easy to get over such a traumatic experience. The second I saw that jacket, it all came rushing back to me. Everything around me went hazy and I couldn't see. I tried to get out of there somehow. But I guess I passed out. When I came to, I was in the passage behind the rocket. I was in the shadows where people couldn't really see me. Maybe you got confused and went through the wrong way when you were trying to leave? How long do you think you were unconscious, Athena? I was out until about noon of the next day. I don't even know about the explosions. When I woke up, nobody was around, so I just went into the boarding lounge too. I must have been fuzzy because my memory is vague after that. I don't remember how I got home. No memory, huh? This is gonna be tough. Which means, what if I'm the one who killed Clay? I think it's about enough of that, Athena. Let's talk about something else. So during the entire incident, she was unconscious in the Space Museum. Of course I believe her. But will anybody else? Mother's work. What kind of research was Dr. Sykes, your mother, doing? Machines that could tell people's emotions by their tone of voice. And my special ability. One day when people travel to distant planets, their companions will be robots. Should they had to be able to understand how their human companions felt. Wow, robots that can understand people! It's just a convenient subject for research. All she ever did was work, and she never paid any attention to me. Oh, sorry about that, dredging up all the old stuff. No need to apologize. Guess her home life was complicated. Oh, by the way, Miss Wood said something about you always wearing headphones. She always wore these big heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her, as part of her research. I had to wear them every time I went out. Oh, I hated them so much, but she wouldn't listen. What were they for? Oh, she gave me some kind of explanation. But I don't remember now. It was too much difficult for a little kid to understand. Okay, but let me say this one thing. I don't think your mother only thought of you as some handy subject for her research. I want to believe that. But just about the only things my mother left me are Widget and this earring. Oh, it's beautiful! It's made of a piece of real moon rock she had for research. Maybe she did love me in her own way. I'm sure of it. I'm really sure she did. Because that's what I want to believe too. Better ask her a little more about her mother's research. I'm sure that paper I found in the robotics lab. Yeah. There it is. Oh, the Ponko series. You must have gone to the robotics lab. I seem to really love Ponko and Glunko. Yeah, my mother made them and I grew up around them, you know. Oh, there's one of those cute robots in this photo too. See Ponko's bandages? I put those on her. I just found them around and around. It's a pretty bad job, huh? But I really put my all into it. I really left the center in those days. I didn't have any human friends besides Junie. I don't really understand the difference between robots and people back then. I thought if a robot broke, bandaging would help it get better. What a weirdo I was. I think there's something written on the bandages. Yeah, I wrote stuff like, "Get well soon, Panko." But in the end, my mom just put her on the operating table and fixed her in a flash. Oh, that must be the thing I made move in the robotics lab. I was so impressed by what my mom did. I even asked her if she would put me on the table and fix me if I ever got hurt. She just looked like magic to me, what she could do. No girl grew up her own robots. She seemed to have good memories of it. 7 years ago. On a different subject. Did you hear about the person holding up the Space Center? Yes, a little, and the person's even taken hostages. Guess I better spare the news about Trucy. Well, after some negotiating, we agreed to do a retrial of the case from 7 years ago. What? You're kidding me? So that means Professor Blackpool might... Yep, I know he's innocent. I'd have to prove it. So wait, do you know him back then? Yes, he used to come visit my mom a lot. He studied psychology under her and would sometimes ask for advice on his legal cases. He's very kind and considerate, and straight as an arrow. Unlike now, where he's more twisted than a basket of snakes. That's why I took the witness stand during his trial 7 years ago. Please, you have to listen to me. He didn't kill her. It started screaming that he didn't kill her. I was a fool. How can anybody else know what I was talking about? She heard the voice of his heart. You're only 11 then, right? You're very brave just give the testimony. Pose is right. You did the very best you could at the time. But nothing I said did any good. I was a shaking, scared little girl, small and ineffectual. Even after I went to live with my relatives in Europe, I stayed closed up in my shell. But you're different now. You're always so bright and cheerful. Thanks. That's because one day I came to realize that I had to fight. I couldn't give up. I actually tried hard and studied hard. I wanted to become the strongest lawyer I could be. Why I became a lawyer. I wanted to save Simon, but I had no idea how. Then I met Mr. Wright, and thanks to him, I realized that if I became a lawyer, I could prove that Simon was innocent. I also realized that psychology could help me do this. I mean, psychology was my mother's specialty. When I studied it, I felt like she was there with me, supporting me. It doesn't seem like Athena knows. That Busker Blackhole is due to be executed tomorrow. I wanted to prove Simon's innocence personally. I wanted to do it so bad. Even now, I want to fly out of here and go save him. Come to think of it, she said something like that during the Themis Legal Academy trial. She mentioned that there was somebody she wanted to save. She must have been talking about Prosecutor Blackquill. I heard some prison guards say that you had an interview with Simon. How was he? What did he say? No, I can't tell her. But how can I lie to Athena? He was doing well. He was happy about the possibility of being proven innocent. He was. I wonder if he smiled like he used to. Back then. I can't prove Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence in this trial. I don't think Athena will ever forgive me. I just have to free him. Failure is not an option here. Whoa. I thought you'd be here. Mr. Lawyer, we're in trouble. We are. What is it? I couldn't find a single open courtroom. They're all in session. Oh no, but this is an emergency. It's very difficult to interrupt the trial once it's underway. You still have this ringtone? It's been years! It's been years! It's been like over 10 years, probably. Something like that. Why do you still got this ringtone? Anyway, my phone, it's from Chusi. Told you I'd give you 1 hour. I guess it's time to pick one of the hostages. No, wait, we still have a little more time. Besides, all the courtrooms are being used right now. Make all the excuses you want. You won't get more time. Your daughter is first. The poor thing, she's a little too young to die, don't you think? No, don't you dare hurt her. There's be something I can do. This cruelest injustice is about to befall us. No, this can't be happening. Mystic Maya, help us. Wait a minute. Maya? Read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of an exposing courtroom. There must have really been something. The weirdest part of the course with you. The courtroom blew up. That's it. There is a courtroom we can use after all. Okay, time's up. Too bad. Any last words you'd like to say to her?
Hold it!
Yes. Or please don't add to the crimes you've already committed. Do you know who I am, do you? It wasn't like I was trying to keep it a secret anyway. We're ready to start the trial. We can hold it in the ruins of courtroom number 4, the one blown up by the bomber. Oh, what a wonderful idea, Mr. Nick. I never would have thought of that. An astonishing trial in an astonishing location. It's only befitting. I'll get the place ready right away. I exactly picked the place for its astonishing factor. How about it? You ready to have your brother's innocence proven? My brother? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to mention... Not Simon you'll be defending. What? Not Busker Blackwell. I indict Athena Sykes on a charge of murdering her own mother. You'll be defending the little princess there, the one behind the glass. What? See, you're not mount of rebel you've just chosen for our courtroom, Mr. Wright. What is she talking about? Athena? Of course. One never occurred to me before. Busker Blackwell is innocent. Somebody else had to have been the true culprit. Did I kill my own mother? No. No! Oh, all of the black ones. That's real bad. No way. It can't be true. So Nick, what's the matter? I see 5 black psych blocks. I've seen these kinds of locks before. Dark black locks protecting a secret hidden deep inside a person's heart. There's no way to remove them.